Is this build real fancy?
Nope.
Clear maps real easy?
Yep.
You dead?
Nope.
They dead.
Yep. Nope.
Okay, sorry for that intro. I stayed up for 36 hours playing the game and testing builds. I might have gone a little bit crazy. Yup. Also, I have a new build coming out. It's more of a rogue ninja build. It's the exact opposite of this build. Incredibly fast, super mobile, very active, as where this one is a bit of a walking simulator that just wrecks things. Both very good, just different play styles, so whichever you prefer. The new one is much more for very late game, high gear cost on it. I kept this character lower level with no gems to show off what its raw potential is shortly after you beat the campaign, so you should see very similar results. I did get a pretty good two-handed weapon, so I might be a little bit above in that, but the rest of it will be pretty straightforward. This build is decent mobility, sustain, AoE damage, single target damage, and rage generation. It clears very, very quickly. Its mobility is okay. It's not the tankiest of builds, but as long as you don't get one shot, you win, because you have so much lifesteal. We really only use 2 skills for this build. Yep. And in the footage you'll see me playing, I actually have 3 skills equipped that I'm leveling up for a different build that aren't even usable because I don't have a staff on. So I'm literally only have 2 skills equipped. It keeps our rotation simple and our rage really high. With slow attack speed of 2-handers, it's really good to keep builds simple. We will be using Bleeding Edge with the following modifiers. Astral Orbit. The skill now follows you and lasts an extra second. Unstoppable Momentum. It now spins around you 8 times. I believe it's 4 extra seconds, bringing it up to 5.45 extra seconds. For 8 spins. Self-adjusting principle. The first DPS increase to get when you have the points. It makes it attack faster but lasts the same amount of time. So it now attacks 12 times instead of 8. That's a 50% damage increase per cast. This is higher than the 60% weapon damage, as the 60% is on top of the 200 or 225 or so already. It already has, so it's really only like less than a 30% increase. Once you get more points, level 57 of the skill or so, you can get the other DPS ones. Wing of Ishmir and we're using that for mobility and rage generation. It has the following modifiers: Relentless Pursuit. It now uses stamina instead of having a cooldown, so we can leap in between packs and regenerate rage in the process. So you'll use your abilities, leap a couple of times to the next pack, and you'll already be full rage. Twisting Harbinger. This will pull all enemies close to you when you land. It does a vortex, so it stacks them all up for your bleeding edge, which is nice, and it does a little bit of damage as well. And Berzerkers Onslaught. It increases the rage generation by 30, so you're more topped off between packs. That's about it. As for stats, we will be using the same from the last video for the leveling video. 1 to 2 toughness and 8 to 9 ferocity per level up. No points into wisdom or agility. Your goal is to stick close to 50% crit, though without some decent gear or gems you are likely to stick closer to 40% as you're leveling through this. But with good gear, you should be able to do 8 ferocity per level up and hit that 50%. As for gear in this game is a little different, and we don't have a list of all the uniques in game yet. So you're really just looking for certain stats, not specific gear. I'll do it in order of importance of stats. Excuse me. Flat damage, ferocity, crit damage, damage percentage increase, attack, melee, or material, crit damage, health, and rage cost reduction. You can get other things, but those are really what you're looking for. Ferocity and crit chance, you really want to try and get that as often as possible until you hit that 50%, and then start looking at flat damage or crit damage. Flat damage is better because you're multiplying it with your crit, yada yada. So flat damage is the best for actual DPS increases. Alright, let's get into the talent overview. Alright, y'all, let's go over the skill tree here. You're going to start down here, get your melee damage out of the way, some crit damage, crit damage. Your goal is to come up here to get life leech, 2%, 2% for 4% life leech on your attacks. Then you're going to come down here. This is a good node, but it's not as good as it sounds. You're going to get about 20% extra damage on average from your hits. 35 rage generation on kill is what we care about, since this build is all about just continuing to move forward and never having to generate rage, never attacking. That is key. Then you'll come up this way. Doesn't matter, 10% health, some damage, stalemate resist. Into this. This is key for the build. This makes it so you no longer get willpower. Instead, your rage stays topped off and it never degenerates. Don't get this node until we get some of these other nodes down here. You'll come up this way. Crit damage, attack damage, crit damage, and crit chance. Then you'll come through here. Crit chance, crit chance, and then crit damage. Looks like I forgot to grab this one. Rage cost reduction into 150 extra rage. This one is key. Now, this is where you have a choice. If you don't feel like you're tanky enough, come down here for 53% extra HP, 15, 15, 15, 8. And then if you want, you can grab the Ferocity now, but this is not the way I go. I felt I was tanky enough, so I come down here. These don't matter too much. They aren't bad, but what we're getting is 200 rage and 100 rage for 550 total rage, bringing you up to 1550. That's when you go ahead and grab this node. The reason this is so good, it does not increase your DPS because you can't cast your spells as often or as many of them, which would do the same DPS. But what it does is two-handers reduce your attack speed by 25%. So your animations matter a whole lot. So less animations is way better with this build. So that's why this matters. You can cast it once and move on. You're going to clear the whole pack. And for elites and things, you just cast it twice and you're done. So that is what makes this so big. All right, now if you've gotten this far, you're either going to do this if you haven't, then come up and come down, some attack damage, agility, nothing too big. What we care about is crit chance score, crit chance score, crit chance score, crit chance score, crit chance score. That's, once you've gotten all of these, you've finished your early game build. If you choose, you can get this 100%. The attack speed scaling in this is not that great. I've tried doing a straight attack speed build. It doesn't seem to be very valuable, but that's not bad to have for a free 2 points. That's 100%. And this is where you can start doing wonky things. If you've watched streamers getting absolutely huge numbers, if you need to carry yourself into 60, maybe 70, you can come down here. And with this, every time you dodge, you change stances. You're never going to be dodging because you're going to use Wings of Ishmir instead of dodge roll. So you're going to have a 15% chance to attack twice. And that's where you see the absolutely ridiculous numbers. So with this build, you're going to have 350% critical strike extra damage minimum. So a regular hit, 100%, then you're going to do 350%, and then you have a 15% chance to double that. So you're going to do 700% extra damage on that hit, and then you're going to double that damage with this. So 1400 extra damage on your hit. So that's where if you see streamers doing absolutely ridiculous hits, it's because they're getting everything lined up and they got that just the stars aligned for them. It's not a huge DPS increase, but it is pretty dang nice. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Last video got hundreds of comments, so I'm trying to reply back. Please give me some time. I had to also go to sleep since I stayed up all night. And then the servers went down, so I had to level some alts to try and get some build videos going and all of that. So I do have some higher level characters that will showcase what more endgame builds are like. I have a theory crafted build coming out that is very, very gear dependent, and I'm hoping that that it'll be great, but we'll see. It also it's less of a walking simulator, so depending on your play style, it might be more fun. It's more active. You use all of your skills on your toolbar. So look out for that build. Hopefully, we'll see how much leveling I can get done tonight. All right, y'all, I've been JK Peace. You have a good one. Thanks for watching.